Hi, my name is Charles and welcome to this webinar. I'm so excited to be here. We're going to be starting in 1 minute, but before we do, I just want to do a quick sound check to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, can you please click on the chat balloon on the left side of your screen and bring up the chat box. Once you bring up the chat box, please type in a yes so that I know you guys can hear me loud and clear. If you guys can hear me loud and clear, go ahead and type in a yes so that I know that this is live, you guys can hear me, and we can start the webinar proper. So can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me, go ahead and type in a yes in the chat box. Awesome, I see many yeses coming in. So many of you here on this webinar today. I'm so excited. I just want to mention right now that the webinar spots are being filled up very quickly right now as you speak. And you know that the previous time we had this webinar, we had so many people register for this webinar that we basically hit full house within minutes of the webinar starting. And there are lots and lots of people who couldn't get on previously, and it looks like it's going to be happening again right now. So this is so exciting. And guys, you know, this might sound strange, but I want to first of all congratulate you for making one of the most important decisions that you have probably made in your life. And you know, it might not seem like much, but showing up for this webinar was a move that I believe will change the course of your future for the better. And I mean that. I want you to understand how fortunate you are. I want you to understand that as you hear the sound of my voice right now, there are hundreds or probably thousands of people who want to be where you are. And I have shared this information only to a select group of people who are open enough to recognize the opportunity they're about to share with you right now. So I can see that there are many people trying to log in right now, but only you guys who have logged in earlier, you have secured a place in this webinar. So you guys, congratulations, you are very lucky to be here. Once again, my name is Charles Young. I'm an e-commerce entrepreneur. Over the past 1 year, I have trained at least, I think, 1,000 people by now, ranging from complete beginners like stay-home moms and office workers, all the way to experienced businessmen and entrepreneurs on how to generate an income online using social media. So as you can say, as it says right here, you're about to discover a proven step-by-step system on how to make income and create wealth using social media. And you know what's exciting is that this information, the same information that I'm about to learn today, many people around the world have went on to break free from their jobs, make a full-time income from home. Many of them are on their way to financial freedom and fulfilling their dreams. So take for example, this is Wan Chee. Now Wan Chee, she's a Singaporean, right? Just like many of us here in this webinar, and she's a stay-home mom. She used to be an air stewardess with SIA, and after she gave birth to her two sons, she decided to stay home and look after them. But you know, she actually got quite worried. Do you know why? That's because her airline pilot husband was hardly around for the family, and to make things worse, he is the only breadwinner of the family. Now, and that's not all. They have 4 aging parents and parents-in-law to take care of, the husband's own parents and Wan Chee's own parents. So Wan Chee was very worried. What if something happened to the husband? Or is it because he suddenly got fired from the job, or something happened on the job? What if he lose his only source of income? Because not just her own self and 2 kids are depending on the husband, but altogether 4 aging parents-in-law, altogether there are 7 people depending on him for financial support. So she was very worried if something happens to the husband, everything will fall down, right? It will fall apart. So she began to look for other alternative solutions. Is there something that I can do to help alleviate my husband's financial burden? And she, you know what? After looking around, she actually saw this global opportunity, the same information that you're about to hear today, and she took massive action. And do you know what? In 3 years, she was able to retire her husband. That's right. And actually, her husband is still working today, but it's only because he's working by choice. That is because Wan Chee is now earning twice as much as her husband. That's right, through her online e-commerce business. And not only that, she's able to travel around the world with her family and even do the things that she has always dreamed of, like building schools and doing charity for the rural kids in Thailand. So that's what she has been doing after she has been successful through this business. And you know what? You're going to learn exactly the information that she received that enable her to take action and reach her dreams and fulfill her dreams. And you know what? Wan Chee is just one of thousands and thousands and thousands of success stories all around the world today. And you're going to learn all the information that they receive when they actually first started on their e-commerce business. And so right now, I'd like to ask all of you a quick question. Now, all of us here, you are here because you want to be able to work from home. Am I right? But I'm sure there's an even deeper reason why you want to work from home. Now, what does working from home actually mean to you? Is it about spending more time with your loved ones and family? How would you like to be able to maybe spend a few hours on your e-commerce business? And then in the afternoons when your kids come back from school, you can spend the whole afternoon with your kids and then the whole weekend with your loved ones as well. How would you like to do that? How would you feel if you could take multiple vacations a year? Maybe not just once a year to a nearby location like a nearby city like KL or Thailand, but how would you feel if you could take multiple vacations a year all the way to Europe, you know, the Americas, the Bahamas, the Hawaii's? How would you feel if you can take multiple vacations a year? And how about not worrying about retirement? Do you know that statistics have shown that 96% of people living in a city cannot retire? Yes, it's a shocking statistics. How would you like to be able to join the 4% who are able to be financially free and never worry about retirement today? Well, today you're going to learn how to turn this into reality, right? With just a small investment of your time and money, and you will be able to build an e-commerce business from home that's able to go globally all around the world and be able to help you retire within the next few years, just like what Wan Chee has done for her husband. And you're able to do that, spend more time with your family and take multiple vacations a year. You're going to learn how to do that, all right? You're going to learn how to discover how to turn your dreams into reality with the 3 proven steps that I'm going to show to you today. All right, and the biggest, fastest growing market globally now. Would you agree with me that when you start an e-commerce business, entering the right market is one of the most important decisions that you have to make, right? And today you're going to learn, how would you like to be able to learn the biggest and the fastest growing market globally, right? Set to become a $1 trillion industry in the next 10 years, making it the best market, in my opinion, to enter in right now. Would you like to hear that? Then listen on further, because I'm going to share with you a range of revolutionary products that is set to become the iPhone of this particular market. Now, if everyone can remember how the iPhone made so many people rich when they actually saw that it's going to replace excuse me, when they saw that it's going to replace the old Nokia phones, a lot of people jumped onto the train and started marketing iPhone. And do you realize that you actually had a window of opportunity back then if you had marketed the iPhone? Well, today, let me tell you that in this industry, that is the fastest growing market in the world right now, we have discovered what we call is similar to the iPhone. All right, you have a window of opportunity to market this product and make yourself very, very wealthy. All right, so here's the thing. Here's a lot of some of the challenges that people face when they ask me, Charles, is it true that when I start an e-commerce business, is it true that I need a lot of money to start? Right? Yeah. Now, it is true that in a traditional e-commerce business, you do need some capital, in fact, a lot of capital to start an e-commerce business. But today, I'm going to show you how to overcome that problem by starting an e-commerce business with a global e-commerce platform that only costs a fraction of what you usually would need to invest. All right, I'm going to show it to you. Some people say they do not know which product to sell. I'm going to show you exactly what kind of product that you should be selling. No web design experience or no online marketing experience, no worries. I'm going to show you how to overcome that. How about ensuring product quality from supplier, especially if it's from China, right? So let me show you how to ensure the product quality problem is solved as well, and how to avoid a price war, right? I'm going to show you how to avoid all of that. But first of all, I need to set the stage right now. All right, I need you to clear off all distractions on the computer and in your room. All right, take out a pen and paper, get ready to take notes. All right, I want you to close all the other web browsers that you may have on the computer right now, except for the webinar that which you're on. and I want you to put away your mobile phone, all right, so that you won't be distracted by all the WhatsApp or Facebook messages, all right. This is for your own good, trust me, all right. I want you to give a full 100% attention, because the information that you're about to receive today can literally change your life, just as it has changed the lives of so many people around the world, right? And to help you stay throughout the webinar, if you complete this webinar to the end, all right, you will receive a special bonus called the copy paste cash system, a system that I personally use to make a bit of money online. I do not make a lot of money through this method, but it actually helps to pay the bills because it is so simple. Basically, all you do is copy and paste. I would say that this is worth at least $997. And here's a proof of all the results. And I want to help you complete this webinar, because I understand many of us right now on this webinar, you have just come back from home from your work, and you know you are tired, and you would prefer to be doing something else, and want to help you, right, go on all the way to the end, because this information really is going to help you change your life. And I'm going to give you at the end of this webinar, when you stay on to the end, I'm going to send you this bonus, right? I'm going to email you this bonus, all right, just to encourage you and just to reward you for staying on to the end. So with this, is it okay if I spend a little bit more time about myself, to share a bit about myself, of my story, of how I get started, and why am I qualified to share with you this information? All right. So when I was young, my parents told me that, Charles, if you want to be successful in life, just study hard, get good grades, find a good job, and you'll be successful. So how many of us actually received the same kind of advice before, right? So I was very obedient. I listened to my parents, studied hard, entered into the university, and I was happy doing that. But when I entered into university, I realized that something is not quite right. Do you know why? That's because I read a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Right, and in the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, I know how many of us have actually read the book before. I believe that you have. That's why you're on this webinar, right? So after reading the book, I realized that, hey, that there is something that is very real in this world called the rat race, right? And he talks about the rat race in his book, and I realized that it's very real, because when I observed the lives of my seniors who graduated before me, I saw that after they graduated, they would take on a job that they don't necessarily like, just to pay off their student loan, right? But that's not all. After a few years, they have to take up another loan in the form of the housing loan, because they need to first of all, they need to get married, right? So they get another loan called the wedding loan. Then after that, they need to get a house, so they get another loan called the housing loan. Then after that, they need to renovate the house, they need to have a renovation loan. Then after that, they get kids, right? So they are hit with loans after loans, and they are stuck in a job that they don't like, just to pay off their loans. And what is that called? It is called the rat race. And you know what? And to make things worse, I realized that many of them, very capable people, right? They are graduated with high degrees. They work their way up the corporate ladder, become senior managers in their companies. And do you know what would happen? In their 40s and 50s, many of them would lose their jobs at the peak of their career. And many of them will have aging parents to take care of, and kids to feed, and all that stuff. And many of them, after sending resumes for 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, they are still not able to find back a job. Right, for example, this is the story of Mr. Chua, reported in a newspaper recently. Degree in chemical engineering, worked in the plastics industry for 20 years, manager at a plastic production firm, earning between 8K to 10K. But when he lost a job because of something out of his control, his plastic production firm closed down, he was out of a job for the 6 months to 7 to 8 months after that. He has not received a single firm offer. And this is just one isolated case. There are so many cases in Singapore, so many people in their mid ages who are experiencing job layoffs while at the peak of their career, losing them because of factors that are out of their control. Whether is it because of economy, the company reshuffling, or is it because a younger, more hungrier and executive that is willing to accept lesser pay overtook them for their position, right? So this is really very worrying. And to top things off, like I mentioned earlier, 96% of working adults cannot retire comfortably. I mean, it's a shocking statistics, isn't it? Because you think about it, we are working in a city, we are taught that if you have a good education, you'll be able to make a good living. But the fact of the matter is, in the city, there's a high cost of living and there's inflation cost as well. So in fact, and the fact is 96% of us cannot retire comfortably, meaning that we need to depend on some form of financial support, whether is it from the government or for our kids when we retire. So this was a worrying statistics. And you know what really had it for me, what was the clincher for me, is that the thing that I feared most happened to my own family. You see, I was on track to graduate as an engineer when after seeing all this information, I thought that maybe I just work as an engineer for a few years and then think of what to do. But during my university days, the thing that I feared most happened to my family, myself, and my mom, who has worked hard her entire life in retail, working hard for 12 14-hour days, including weekends and public holidays. But yet in 2003, how many of us remember the SARS period? Yeah. So the entire retail sector was hit. My mom lost her job and there were 4 of us kids still schooling. I will never forget how stressful it was, how painful it felt when I overheard my mom crying in the toilet. After that, I resolved with it myself. I said, hey, there must be a better way. Having a secure job, that's not what's going to happen right now in the 21st century. So I began to actually look for better jobs. So I actually tried a lot of stuff. I tried a lot of things, a lot of I tried a lot of ways to make money. Okay, so one of the ways I did was to go for sales related jobs. Like I took up insurance sales, MLM sales, event sales, tuition sales. I tried all kinds of sales jobs, but long story short, I failed in all of them. That's because I'm an introvert. I was outward facing. I was socially outward. I wasn't comfortable meeting new people. So I basically failed in all those sales jobs, and I was really discouraged. Is there something I can really do? And you know what? I actually discovered internet marketing, and I fell in love with the idea that in internet marketing, you don't have to meet people face to face. You can just stay behind a computer, do your own thing, and you have people come to your website, they buy from you, you make money, and you don't have to meet people. So wow, that was a very interesting idea, isn't it? So after struggling for a long while in internet marketing, long story short, after many failures, I finally had some success. In fact, I was headhunted by a company and generated $500,000 for that company. It was a small company. So it was a very exciting days for us. But here's the thing, only the boss and myself were bringing in the cash. Now, who do you think gets the lion's share, the boss or the employee? When I actually generated the $500,000, I was an employee. Who do you think gets the lion's share, the boss or the employee? If you said the boss, you're absolutely right. Do you know that I was only paid less than 15% of that $500,000 up over a period of 18 months? That was because I was just an employee. So if you were me, how would you feel? Right? The boss takes 85% and you take less than 15%. So I was really very very unbalanced in my heart. So I decided to, hey, it's time to come out and do my own business. And I would think that by doing my own business, I'll become successful, right? But you know what? I failed again. I started an e-commerce business, but again, I lost money. Do you know why? That's because I was a self-employed. I was one person, and if you recall in the Rich Dad Poor Dad, the ESBI quadrant, as self-employed, you're one person doing everything. You're still exchanging time for money. And as a one person, I need to do the sales, the marketing, the production, the operations, the customer service, the administration, the accounting. I got to do everything. So I was really very stressed. And long story short, I basically failed in that business and I lost money again. You know what? At this point of time, I was so down in my life. I was so depressed. I just wanted to give up and everything. But thankfully, I finally met my e-commerce millionaire mentors who actually told me the mistakes I've been making in my previous e-commerce business. And under their mentorship, I picked myself up again, started a new e-commerce business. And this time around, I'm glad to let you know that I finally generated money from that business. In fact, I actually generated $196,000 within 3 months. All right, so this is my success story. And how many of you would like to know exactly how did I actually generated this kind of money? If that is you, then I'll listen on to the rest of the webinar because I'm going to share it with you, all right? But before I begin, I want to actually share with you this thing, all right? This exercise that I do in every training that I do. So I want to ask you one question right now. Now, what do you see on your screen right now? What do you see? If you're like most of my students, you would see that, Charles is nothing special. It's just a picture of an artificial flower. But let me ask you the next question. Do you know who is Lee Ka Shing? And do you know what did Lee Ka Shing see? Lee Ka Shing is actually the one of the richest men in Asia. And do you know when he saw that picture, he did not just see an artificial flower, my friends. He actually saw a huge business opportunity. And you know what? In the next few years, because no one else was distributing this product, he distributed this product all over Asia, and he made his first few millions doing so. All right, so what's the lesson here? The lesson here is this, my friends, is that the information about the share you really is just information. It's just plain information. And to be honest with you, I've shared this information to quite a number of people right now, but only those of you who is able to look beyond the information to recognize the opportunity for what is being presented to you right now, only those of you who can do that, congratulations, you will go on to become successful when you take massive action on it. All right, because right now I'm going to share with you that right now we are in a middle of a global wave right now, a huge global wave that's coming on us. And why is this important? That's because millionaires and billionaires throughout history, millionaires and billionaires has always been made by global waves, because these people, they saw a global wave coming, they hop onto the wave and ride their wave to financial freedom and massive wealth. That is what history has always shown millionaires and billionaires have been doing. And right now we are middle of a global financial wave, my friends. In fact, I call this the EMSA wave, because it is not just one wave, it's actually the merging of four big global waves. All right, four big global waves. In fact, it's EMSA wave because it starts with EMSA. So I'm going to go through with you right now what is EMSA. All right, are you ready to begin? The first wave starts with E. Now, I want to ask you a question right now. What do these companies have in common? What do these companies have in common? If you answered saying they are all e-commerce companies, you are absolutely right. E-commerce companies are the fastest growing companies in the world right now, and putting many retail companies out of jobs. I mean, you have seen some of the newspaper articles of retail stores in big shopping centers or big brands in Singapore. If you are living in Singapore, right, there are big brands, big retail brands in Singapore moving out of Singapore, and you see empty shops in big shopping centers like Millennium Walk and all those places, right? So why? That's because everybody is going online to shop, right? And so what is presenting a problem for many people out there is actually presenting an opportunity for you right now to get onto the e-commerce wave. That's because that's where all the highest growth businesses are actually at. And do you know what? Jack Ma, how many of us actually know of Jack Ma, right? Jack Ma is the founder of Alibaba e-commerce company. Do you know he only took 14 years, 1-4, to take over Lee Ka Shing to become the richest man in Asia? And Lee Ka Shing actually took 60 years. So that's why you see Lee Ka Shing, the face a bit not happy, right? But that jokes aside, but this is what's happening all around the world today. So the first wave is actually e-commerce wave, and you get onto the e-commerce wave, you have a chance of getting wealthy. All right, but that's not all. You have the second and third and the fourth wave as well. What is the second wave? The second wave, what do you think M stands for? M actually stands for mobile. That's right. You know that right now, more mobile in the world today, more people own a mobile device than a toothbrush, right? More people own a mobile device than a toothbrush. And you know that right now, that mobile phone usage has already exceeded that of desktop. That's right. That means that more people are spending more time on their mobile phone as compared to a desktop. So if you have an e-commerce business and able to tap on to people in their mobile phones, right, you have opportunity to create wealth. And that's not just all. Wave number 3 starts with S. What do you think is S? It's actually social media, my friends. Social media. All right, if Facebook were a country, it would now be the largest country in the world. And when did Facebook first start? 10 years ago, right, in 2006. In 10 years, it has now become the biggest country in the world. Not just that, and you have Twitter and Instagram as well. And do you know what is the single biggest activity or single most active, or do you know what people spend most time when they actually are spending on their time on internet? All right, what do you think people are spending the most time on? They're actually spending most time on social media more than any other activity or entertainment, right? You have social media that is spending the most time on. So I mean, you look at people, especially if you're in Singapore, right? You enter the train, right? What do you see? You see people looking at their mobile phones. And what are they surfing on their mobile phones? They are surfing social media, Facebook, Instagram, right? So that's what's happening. You know that to be true, right? So wave number one, e-commerce. Wave number two, mobile. Wave number three, social media. These are big waves. And if you can ride on these waves, you have a chance to make money. But how many of you know that even with this information, you still need to know which is the right market to enter, right? Which is the right market to enter. Just now, I already mentioned to you, the entering the right market is perhaps one of the most important decisions to make for e-commerce business. So what market do you enter, right? You know what, friends? Very simple. I actually didn't know until my millionaire mentor told me it was so simple. But let me explain to you why. Why is it so simple? All we need to do, friends, is to look at the baby boomers, right? The baby boomers, they represent the single largest segment of the global market today. These are people who actually were born after World War II. There was a baby boom, right? So between the years between 1945 to 1965, fastest growing world population today, right? So you look at the trends. 1945, when they first came out, baby food and diaper business were the best business to be in. 1955, when they became kids, right? Primary schools were being built. Then when they became teenagers, 1965, that was the fast food change actually became very rich. Then after that, when they started to get housing, that's where the real estate boom happened in 1985. Then when they started families, you have in 1995 discount superstores, right? That's when they became very rich, like the Walmarts and everything. Then fast forward now to 2015. What do you think is the biggest market right now? The fastest growing market is actually the health and wellness market, right? That's because many of them, they are in a life stage whereby they're about to retire. They want to live longer and live healthier and want to look younger as well. So, and coming to looking younger, right? The specific market segment they are talking about within health and wellness industry, that is the fastest growing trend, right? How to check the trend? Use Google Trends, google.com/trends. And do you know when I entered anti-aging? Look at that. Look at that. Fast growing trend right now for anti-aging. That's right. The market that I'm talking about, my friends, is anti-aging, because not only do people want to look or want to stay healthier, but they want to look younger as well, right? And this is the fastest growing market. And statistics have shown that it's now almost a 300 billion industry, almost going to be a $1 trillion industry by 2025. It is a huge booming market. And you know what? To confirm things, when I saw this, I almost fell off my chair. You know that Google and Apple, they are basically arch enemies, right? They are competitors, because one owns the iOS, the other one owns the iPhone, and both of them are internet technology companies, right? But do you know that recently they joined forces, all right? And they joined forces to enter an industry that's not even internet related or technology related. It is what company? It is an anti-aging company called Calico, right? They really invested $500 million, planning to invest $1.5 billion in anti-aging. So when I saw that even Google and Apple are getting into the game, it basically confirms that what I've been saying, that the next global wave, my friends, is anti-aging. And do you know right now that statistics have shown that one person in America turns 60 years old every 7 seconds, right? Every 7 seconds, right? And that's not all. Do you know that in the world today, one person turns 60 years old every single second, every 1 second, right? From the time we first started the webinar, how many people have turned 60 already in the world today, right? So that's what, every single second. So one person turns 60, one person turns 60, another person turns 60. Can you see how exciting this is? So right now we are middle of a huge financial wave right now, whereby we have wave number one, e-commerce. Wave number two is mobile. Wave number three is in social media, and wave number four, it is in anti-aging, right? And this is a huge opportunity for us, my friends. This huge MSA wave is already coming at us. Many people have already rode on the wave, and in the last 5 to 6 years have already gone on to become success stories. They have, some of them became millionaires, some of them have already started to fulfill their dreams of financial freedom. Many people have done that. And you know what? When we have a wave coming at us, you have two choices right now. You have two choices right now. You can either stay, right? For example, imagine you are on a surfboard, right? You see the wave coming. If you stay on your surfboard, what will happen, right? You will get swept aside, the wave will crash on you, right? And that's what is happening to many people around the world today. They know that global changes are coming, right? But they choose to stick to their own traditional ways, like many people in the retail sector especially. So what will happen when this global waves comes, right? They will get crashed, right? They will get overtaken, right? And that's what's happening to many people around the world today. But you know what? You have a second choice. You can also ride the wave. You can make the smart decision and join the millionaires and billionaires in history who have always been doing this, right? To get on the surfboard and start riding the wave to financial freedom. That's right. That is what you can do right now. So how many of us are choosing to stay on your ground and not do anything? If that is you, then you know what? I don't think the information that I'm about to share with you is going to be useful. You are free to actually leave the webinar right now. All right? You are free to leave the webinar right now. I I don't see any movement in the webinar. All right. So everybody wants to ride the wave. Am I right to say that? You want to ride the wave? All right. Then you know what? I'm going to show you exactly how to start a mobile social e-commerce business in the anti-aging market to ride the wave of opportunity so that you can join the millionaires and billionaires in history have always ride the wave to financial freedom. You can do that within the next 5 to 6 years, like so many people around the world have done today. All right. So are you ready? There are 3 steps you need to do to ride the wave to e-commerce wealth. There are 3 steps you need to do to ride the wave to e-commerce wealth. Number 1 is that you need to market disruptive technology products. Disruptive technology products. I'm going to explain to you what this is the step later on, but just go through the 3 steps. Second step is the wealth creation plan. You need to have a plan to create wealth, right? You need to have a plan to create wealth. Then number 3, of course, very basic, right? You need to have a global e-commerce platform. And you need to have a one that's global, right? You do not just want to reach out to a local audience. You want to reach out to a global audience. That's why you want to start an e-commerce company. Am I right? So these are 3 steps to ride the wave to e-commerce wealth. All right. So what is the first step? The first step is a disruptive technology product. And you ask me, Charles, what is a disruptive technology product? Right. So let me explain to you right now. Basically, a disruptive technology product is a product that when the technology come out, it replaces the old technology and makes it obsolete. So everybody starts using the new technology, and usually is a much newer technology that's so much better than old technology. That's why everybody jumps to using the new technology product. For what do I mean? For example, this one all of you know, right? What happened to Nokia? Right? When Nokia came out, it was actually a very big company. Back when the iPhone came out, everybody saw that it was a new disruptive technology product, right? It was so much better than old technology. Everybody jumped to using the iPhone. And that's why right now, how many of us still using the Nokia phones? Probably no one, right? Everybody is now using the iPhone. So the iPhone, my friends, is a disruptive technology product. Am I right to say that? Right? So for example, give you another example, right? How many of us used to take photos using a film camera? A film camera, right? If that right, how many of us still using a film camera? Basically no one. That's because everybody has now jumped on to using a superior disruptive technology product called the digital camera, right? So here's the thing, why do you want to market a disruptive technology product? That's because you realize that if you had if let's say back then when the iPhone came out and you used to be selling or used to be marketing Nokia phones, right? And when iPhone came out, you recognize that iPhone is going to be the disruptive technology product. Everybody going to start buying the iPhone, right? Do you realize that you had a window of opportunity back then to market the iPhone and become very wealthy, right? Do you realize that's you had a window of opportunity back then? Yeah. So that's what I mean. So let me ask you a question now. We've already established the fact that the anti-aging market is the best market to enter right now. Do we have a disruptive technology product in the anti-aging market? What do you think, my friends? What do you think? Well, let me just show you this video and let me know what you think, all right? Oh shit.
Okay, never mind. All right, so what we do, same thing, we on the fan. Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, wrong side. Okay, can you feel the wind? Okay, maybe you still lean to the camera. Lean in, hit down.
Hit down?
Yeah, hit down a bit. Okay, let me see from here, different angle. So one side you can see the swell has really gone down. This one is even faster, within 40 seconds. Wow, how do you find it? Wow, this one very fast. So now you know the secret already, you cannot apply too much. Wow, this is amazing, man. Wow, give me a applause.
All right, friends. So what do you see just now? You actually saw that this gentleman, he had an eye bag, right? And within how long? Within just 1-2 minutes. What happened? You saw that his eye bag disappeared, right? Within how long? 1-2 minutes. Oh my goodness, right? So you can see that. Can you see? Now, let me ask you a question right now. How much does it usually cost to have your eye bags removed? Let you go and look for aesthetic doctor to have eye bags removed. How much do you usually cost? Probably a few $100s, right? No, I think it's a few $1,000s, right, to have eye bags removed by aesthetic surgeon. But here's the thing: do you know that this instant eye bag removal cream, you know how much it costs? Do you know that it costs less than $2? That's right, yes, less than $2. Can you see right now how this is a disruptive technology product, right? Actually, there's a catch to it. The catch is it only lasts for a 1-day application. It lasts for about 8 to 9 hours, right? But here's the thing, right? If the product works on your customer buy from you, it works on them, right? If the eye bags instantly removed, do you think they'll use it again and again, right? Don't you think that they will come back and buy from you over and over again? So what happens? You will actually have recurring income, right? So can you see, my friends, right now, this is a disruptive technology product, right? Will they go back to using old products? No, they will keep on using this disruptive technology product and buy from you over and over again. If you have the exclusive rights to this product, all right, got to make a disclaimer here. You need to secure your rights to this product, all right? So here's the good news, my friends. All right, how would you like to be able to get your hands on the instant eye bag removal cream? And not just that, right? You know what? We have actually discovered an entire range of disruptive technology products in the anti-aging market. That's right, not just the instant eye bag removal cream, but a whole range of disruptive technology products, all with the with superior technology, that when your customers buy from you, right, they won't go back to using old products. They'll keep on buying from you over and over again. Why? That's because they are created by two of the world's top scientists, and I mean the very top of the top scientists in the world today. I'm not just talking about any scientists. I'm talking about world class, right? The pioneers in their fields. All right, I just give you a brief introduction of the two scientists. Now, the first scientist, his name is called Dr. Nathan Newman, right? And he is a world leader in stem cell technology. If you are a lady here or you're in the skincare industry, you will probably have heard of this term called stem cell being the next frontier in skincare. You guys know this, right? That is going to be the next disruptive technology. And we have Dr. Nathan Newman, who is at the forefront, the pioneer of stem cell technology. Basically, stem cell means that it is the cell by which the other healthy skin cells actually grow out of them. Okay, basically all the skin problems actually stem from the skin cells that grow on to become the stem cells that grow into skin cells. All right, so the stem cells is actually the source of problem, and basically in the market today, all the other products only treat the symptom. Dr. Nathan Newman, his stem cell technology is the only technology that I know of in the market that actually treats the source. All right, and that is why his technology is being featured in so many news networks. A storm of stunning facelift with In fact, his technology is actually being featured in so many news networks. I won't play this video because of a lack of time. I want to keep this within 1 hour if possible, right? And normally his technology actually costs $9,500 if you were to try to use his technology. And basically his stem cell technology, he basically extracts fat cells from within the body, inject through the skin. It will actually have all kinds of effects, right? Reduce aging, right? Let me just share that. Okay, so before after, you can see that it actually reduces aging. All right, so many people around the world have gone through his stem cell surgery, but here's the problem, right? It's $9,500 right now. It's almost over $10,000. So how do this technology be made available for the mass market? He is actually very smart. He actually, what he did was to extract what we call growth factors from within stem cells, such that it will achieve a similar kind of effect when you apply what we call his serum, right? His serum, when applied to your skin, right, it actually solves all kinds of skin problems. I'm not going to show this video once again because of lack of time. But basically, he's able to extract growth factors from these stem cells that when applied in the body, all right, it will regenerate and repair and regenerate new cells from within the body, all right? So what he does is he treats the source, that because that's where aging actually happens, right? He treats the source, and because he's able to treat the source at the cellular level, what happens is that you have one product that's able to heal all kinds of skin diseases, right? You have so many people who have applied the serum, facelift, eyebrows, wrinkles, eye spots. This lady had a problem, stretch skin problem. Also he has solved the problem, stretch marks as well, even wounds, right? Because remember, it actually repairs and regenerates new cells because of the stem cell technology. So this biker, he had an accident. Within 3 days, his wound actually closed up, when usually it would take 2 weeks or 3 weeks for it to heal, right? This gentleman also. So what you have here, my friends, is because you have one product that treats the source, whereas all the other products only treats the symptoms and only treats individual skin problems. When you have one product that treats the source, what happens? Everybody starts using a product. And you know what? Don't just take my word for it. Guys, you can just go on to Google Images and go and search, right, Luminesce Cellular Rejuvenation Serum testimonials. You will see thousands and thousands of testimonials of people from all around the world today, right, experiencing real results from this Luminesce Cellular Rejuvenation Serum. That's because of the stem cell technology by a top scientist in his field today. Second scientist I want to introduce to you is called Dr. Vincent Jimpapa. And do you know that Dr. Vincent Jimpapa is actually being called the father of anti-aging? That's right, you heard that right. Do you know that anti-aging was a term that was created 20 to 30 years ago? There was no such term as anti-aging 20 or 30 years ago. It was actually a created term. Do you know who created the term? It is actually the man you see on the screen right now. All right, he is actually the first board-certified anti-aging physician in the world and the president of American Board of Anti-Aging Medicine. And today, do you know that if you want to be anti-aging scientist, do you know that you have to study his textbook? Right, he is, yes, the world #1 authority on anti-aging himself. He basically founded the entire anti-aging industry, right? And this is him again on interview on social media. And basically in his interview, he also reveals that he actually reveals that he treats the source of anti-aging once again in stem cells, right? He also treats the stem cell, and basically he has come up with a product. In fact, several products. I just introduced to you one product. His product is called Reserve, and basically Reserve contains resveratrol. Resveratrol is extracted from red wine, and it has been hailed as the anti-aging miracle of the 21st century. All right, and not just that. The resveratrol itself also has other kinds of many health benefits. You can see on the screen right now. All right. Also, it contains other powerful antioxidants. Right. Like what I said, best anti-aging supplement reported in many news networks. And you know, when you have a product that treats once again the source of health problems, what happens? It has actually helped many people recover from their problems. All right. For example, you see right here, cancer prevention in the middle of the screen, right? Anti-diabetic effects. We have people who have taken Reserve and actually, okay, I can't say recover from cancer because we're not medical doctors, but the fact is this gentleman He has stage 4 prostate cancer after taking 4 packets of Reserve a day. Do you know that 12 months later, his cancer was actually back? His cancer was basically gone, right? Basically, is he reversed his cancer, and today he's still alive and well after taking Reserve. Right, 12 months, you can see his cancer marker actually dropped. Reserve, this gentleman, he had diabetes, scheduled to have his leg amputated, and do you know after taking Reserve what happened? He actually saved his leg. It actually reversed his diabetes problem as well, and he's still alive and well. Today, he saved his leg. This lady, he had lymphoma cancer, all right, and she also took Reserve, and her cancer is now in full remission. She's still healthy and well today, right? You have this gentleman who had Parkinson's disease, also taking Reserve, also recover, and you have so many testimonials. And friends, all these testimonials that I'm sharing with you, right? They are all taken from Google, right? I did not just it was not just passed around to me. I actually found them on Google. These are real testimonials by real people who took Reserve. Right, and you have thousands and thousands of people. That's because Reserve, once again, treats the source of health problems. So when you have a product that treats the source of health problems, as compared to other products out there in the market that treats only the symptoms, and you have to buy one product to treat one symptom, one problem, you have to buy one product. When you have one single product that treats everything, the source of the problems, what you have, can you see that right now it is a disruptive technology product? When your customers buy from you, right, will they go back to using old products? No, they will go back. They'll come and look for you and buy from you the same product over and over again, because you have one product that treats so many of their health problems, because it treats the source, right? And because of his technology, basically Dr. Vincent Jimpapa is being nominated to receive the Nobel Prize. Now you must understand that Nobel Prize is one of the most prestigious awards in the world. Not any scientist can get, all right? Only the top of their field who have discovered or researched a technology or something that actually affects the entire human race. Only then can this person be nominated for Nobel Prize. And my friends, we are working with such a doctor, Dr. Vincent Jimpapa, who is being nominated for the Nobel Prize because of his research. All right, and so right now we have, and in fact, not just Reserve, not just the instant eye bag removal cream, and not just the stem cell Luminesce cellular rejuvenation system. We have an entire range of products that we have discovered, that I have discovered, that actually that's actually a disruptive technology product, right? And here's the thing, right? You need to be able to get your hands on this product. So how do you get your hands on this product? I'm going to share with you later on, but you know what will happen when you actually have the exclusive rights to market these products? Let me ask you a question. Can you actually post a simple video on Facebook and Instagram? All right, can you post a simple video like the video that you saw just now about the eye bag being removed instantly, right? What do you think? What will happen? The thing is, because it's so interesting, people will start sharing it over Facebook, because you have a disruptive technology product. It's basically a product that people recognize it to be far superior than the current products in the market right now. People will start sharing about the products, right? And basically it will just spread by itself. So only what's needed for you is just to share a few videos and tell stories of how people have basically benefited from the products. All right. And so, for example, you know that this lady, Auntie Sally, she's one of our students. Do you know that she's already 76 years old, right? And can barely use a computer. Basically, all she knows how to do is click on the mouse and type in a few words. That's all she knows how to do, and basically copy and paste. But basically, because of the disruptive technology products, now do you agree with me that with disruptive technology products, you have basically products that sell by itself, right? For example, the iPhone, you don't see any Apple iPhone salesman around, right? It's basically, iPhone is basically a product that sells by itself. People rush to the Apple store to buy the iPhone. So what you have right now is a product that people basically are rushing to get their hands on the product. And basically all you need to do is to share about the stories of the product. And when you do that, which is exactly what Auntie Sally did, right, you can actually be like her and generate really, I mean, look at her, she's already generated $41,000, right? So that is what could happen to you if you get your exclusive, if you secure the rights to market these disruptive technology products that sell by itself. All right. So with disruptive technology products, we have a great product. What is the next step? The next step is to have a wealth creation plan, right? How can I not just make money, but more importantly, how to create wealth? And do you know why this is so important? You know why? Can anyone of us still remember what is the definition of wealth as defined by Robert Kiyosaki? Right? Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, defines definition of wealth is the number of days you don't have to work and still be able to maintain your current lifestyle, right? In other words, you have a business that's able to generate passive income over and over again, regardless of whether you choose to work in the business or not, right? So basically, can you do this? Can you build a business, right, that is able to help you create wealth as well? Do you know that many traditional e-commerce business owners in the world today, they are basically stuck in their business. They cannot take time off from their business because they basically, once they step away from business, no more income comes in. Basically, what they're doing is they're just making money. They are not creating wealth. And this is not the right way to do it, right? You want to be able to create wealth. In other words, how can you work once, build a business, and then get paid over and over again? How do you work once and get paid over and over again? I'm going to share with you. All right. So in this plan that I got to share with you, right, you basically get paid every single week, right? 52 times a year, which is more exciting than a regular job, right? I mean, for most people, especially in Singapore, we get paid every month. But here you get paid every week, and you got not just get paid every week. You have 4 different sources of income. You basically have 4 ways of making income in this place. You can make one through one way, or can make all through all 4 ways, right? Basically, the money is being transferred to your bank account every Monday. So in this business, usually other people outside of this business, right, you say that you have Monday blues, right? But when you are in this business, what happens? You have Monday green, because green is the money, color of money. So your Mondays actually become very, very happy days. All right. But jokes aside, what are the 4 streams of income? Number 1 is a retail profit. Very straightforward. When customers buy from you, from your web store, you get 20% to 45% of the profits. All right. And also the second part is called a bulk purchase bonus. Your customers can also buy from you. If they buy from you in bulk, you earn between US $25 to US $250. These 2 are basically about how to make money. But what is interesting is about the 3rd and 4th stream of income, because they are ways of how to create wealth. How do you create wealth? Number 3 is actually by affiliate team commissions. Affiliate team commissions. When you build an affiliate team, you basically make commissions of that affiliate team. All right, you make a big commission of the affiliate team. All right, and you know why this is so powerful? That's because, remember, when you have a team of affiliates, let me ask you: are the affiliates working for you, or are they working for themselves? Are they working for you, or are they working for themselves? They are actually working for themselves. All right, they are basically people who are in business for themselves. And when you have a team of people who are actually promoting your business for you, can you see which is easier, to have one person doing 100% of effort, or to have 100 affiliate, each one do 1% of effort? Which one is easier? Definitely 100 affiliates, right? And can you see that when you have an affiliate, right? And not just that, if you have an affiliate team that grows by itself, can you see that right now you can basically step away from the business, and the business can actually help you generate money? All right, so this affiliate team commission. And number 4 is leadership bonus. All right, I'm going to explain to you a bit more. Okay, so basically, I have explained to you why it's great. And do you know that Amazon itself, right, you see on the advertising ad, do you think it's Amazon that plays the ad there, or do you think it's Amazon's affiliates that place the ad there? Right? If you say affiliates, you're absolutely right. Amazon actually does little to no marketing. They actually build their business entirely exclusively through their affiliates that actually promotes the business for them. So can you imagine if Amazon is doing that way, and you apply the same way, you have affiliates that's promoting a business for you? Can you see that right now you have opportunity to be able to build the business to a point whereby you have a huge affiliate team? You can actually step back for the business and have the business continue to generate income for you. All right. So basically, in affiliate team commissions, you can earn up to $105,000 per month, but the leadership bonus, my friends, is unlimited. It's basically unlimited. All right. So this is what I mean by building an affiliate team. All right, building an affiliate team. Right, so this is the wealth creation plan. Number 3 is basically a global e-commerce platform, right? Global e-commerce platform, right? Because if you want to have a business, you need to have a global e-commerce platform. So what do you need to have in the global e-commerce platform? I share with you my own personal experience when I first started e-commerce business. Here are the things that you need to start off with. First of all, you need to set up a website, right? Then you need to have a programming done for you, because it's not just a simple website. It's an e-commerce website. You need to have programmers to configure the programming for you, right? Then you need to have website design as well to make the front end of the website attractive and user-friendly for the customers. Definitely. So website design as well. How about translation? Do you need to have translation done for you if you're doing a global e-commerce business? Definitely, right? Because you don't want to just reach out to the English-speaking countries. You want to reach out to people in China, Thailand, even Eastern Europe countries. You also want to reach out to them, right? How about accept payments in different currency? Definitely. Source for quality product? Yes, definitely. Apply licensing. Stock up products, right? If you have a traditional e-commerce business, you need to get, for example, you need to ship the products from a country like, let's say, China, right? And it come to Singapore or in any of your local country, and then you need to stock up your product in your house, or is it in a room or in a warehouse, right? So stock up products, create mobile phone as well, right? You need to have a mobile apps because you want to reach people who are already spending more time on a mobile phone as compared to your desktop. You definitely need to have mobile apps. Also, if you are building if you're building an affiliate team, you also need to have, besides the customer management system, and you also need to have an affiliate management system. So this is what my personal experience you need to basically have in your e-commerce store, all right? But let me ask you a question right now. How much do you think you will need to invest, right, if you were to try to build your store on your own? How much do you think you need to invest? How much do you think you need to invest? Well, let me share with you from personal experience, all right? I have a friend who actually owns a grocery e-commerce store. Basically, his e-commerce business is about delivering groceries in my local country, Singapore. All right. And some of us who are in Singapore, you might have heard of the company called Redmart. Right. Basically, my friend is a competitor to Redmart. All right. Do you know how much he invested in his e-commerce business on just his platform, not including the marketing? I'm just talking about platform alone. Right. Now, he didn't reveal to me his actual figures, but he told me that he invested at least $100,000, right? $100,000 for his e-commerce store. And mind you, this is just a grocery e-commerce store that delivers to my local country in Singapore, not a global one. So if you were to try to build a global e-commerce store, how much do you think you would actually need to invest? How much do you think you need to invest? I think at least $500,000. Am I right to say that? Right? If you were to start global e-commerce business, all right? But to be fair, let's put the value at $100,000. All right. So to start a global e-commerce business, you need $100,000. Right. So how many of us right now have $100,000? I think the room is very quiet right now. I don't think anybody. But I just think, even if you have $100,000 right now, I don't want you to invest this kind of money. All right, I don't want you to invest this kind of money. Do you know why? That's because we have found a solution, my friends, that whereby you can just invest a tiny fraction, all right, a tiny fraction, nowhere near 100,000, just a tiny fraction of the capital, right, and you are able to start a global e-commerce business immediately. How would you like to do that? Would you like to hear what is the solution? Would you like to know what is the solution right now? Right? Let me reveal to you right now that the solution, my friends, is a company called Luminesce. Right? It's a company called Luminesce. Now, Luminesce is a $1 billion company that started just 6 years ago. In 6 years, they achieved $1 billion in sales because of their phenomenal achievement, right? It was being reported in the news. It was being featured in the Straits Times in Singapore and in the newspaper, right? It's the fastest growing company in the history of the world. And let me just show you this video to basically, so that you can experience for yourself what it means to achieve $1 billion annual sales in just 6 years. Let me just play this video. Let's play this video right now.
This is Kimberly coming to you live from Southern California. Folks, not only do you have an opportunity to have a product that is so remarkable, that's so on the cutting edge, at the same time, you also have a financial opportunity to change your life.
That was the beginning of Jeunesse. In 09, Jeunesse was born, and the first goal was to help as many people achieve their dreams as we could, because we have been so blessed to achieve so much over the years of working together that we wanted to help others with the same burning desire.
You look at the growth curve, number 82 after our second year of business in the top 100 companies in the industry.
We were notified by the DSA that we are number 80. In the top 100 in the world.
My passion was to help children around the world, and I think you're going to be impressed. We'd love to have you help us do that. I want all of you to become diamonds. That way we can help a lot more people around the world.
One of the top 20 most influential women in the world of direct selling, Wendy Lewis.
It's been a long journey for this company over the past 3.5 years, and we've had the honor of blessing so many and impacting so many distributors' lives around the world, and we've had an amazing time doing it.
The Woman of the Year in Industry is Wendy Lewis, co-founder of Jeunesse Global.
Now, this is not makeup. It's not a cosmetic. As you can see, it's an anti-aging serum that gets dramatic results instantly. What do you think, Jeunesse family?
Yes, so this is a product by Jeunesse, and it's about video. She's applying this on it, and it really works. It's ageless, made by Jeunesse.
This is a global movement that is happening all around the world. And I tell you what, $1 billion, companies talk about doing $1 billion in sales. That's not our goal. Our goal is to create a multi-billion-dollar brand and a household name all around the world. This is history in the making. All around the world, it's the coming together of many cultures, nationalities, religions, generations as one Jeunesse family. And we will not stop until we make Jeunesse the #1 company in the industry in the world. Can we do it, Jeunesse family?
All right, so what have you seen just now? You basically saw that Jeunesse is a $1 billion company. It started in 2009, right? And to give you an idea of what that means, you just need to look at the other big companies in the world today that you probably already heard of, right? Apple, Facebook, Amazon, eBay, Google. These are big companies, right? And they took around between 4 to 6 to 7 years, around the same time, to hit $1 billion in annual sales, right? It's in annual sales, not in accumulated sales. I'm talking about $1 billion annual sales. And do you know that Jeunesse took the same time, around 6 years, to hit $1 billion in annual sales, joining the likes of Apple, Facebook, Amazon, eBay, and Google. And mind you, these companies, right, they actually had the help of public monies because they actually went IPO. They had public investors pumping capital for the company, right? But do you know that Jeunesse is still a privately owned company, no outside help at all, still a privately owned company, but yet it hit $1 billion in annual sales in just 6 years. And because of their superior technology, right, Jeunesse is actually being awarded the American Business Award. Now, you haven't heard of this award. It's basically the most prestigious business award in America, won by companies such as Google, Sony, Cisco Systems, Beats Electronics, AT&T, and Wells Fargo. And do you know that Jeunesse beat all of them to become the company of the year, right? And not just company of the year, you have other awards as well, but basically you can read all about the awards as Stevie Awards. Jeunesse is the company of the year that won the Stevie Awards, hit $1 billion in sales in just 6 years, joining the likes of Facebook, Apple, and all those big companies. All right. Some of you might be interested in hearing the story of the founders, basically Randy Wei and Wendy Lewis. They were very, very successful businessmen Randy Ray started off very, very poor, but worked his way up to become a successful multi-millionaire. Both of them built and sold 3 companies, right? And they were already retired, but they started Jeunesse because of the disruptive technology product that they saw in Dr. Nathan's Newman's bottle. They wanted this technology to go all over the world so they can benefit a lot more people. And also Dr. Vincent Chipapa, reserve technology, and AMPM Infinity technology, they want to spread all over so that everybody can live healthier and look younger. And not just that, they wanted to create a platform by which people who distributed those products, right, can go on to build successful e-commerce business and become financially free. And they have achieved that, making so many people around the world. In fact, right now, there are already 43 millionaires being created through the Jeunesse Global e-commerce platform. And in fact, 43 is actually an outdated figure. I heard that probably right now there are already 100 millionaires and counting. Right, and not just 100 millionaires, there are a lot of people who are already financially free through this platform. So what I'm saying this to you right now is that this is a real business that has already created so many success stories all around the world, making so many people millionaires. And in fact, in Singapore, in my local country, right, for those of us who are in Singapore in this place, many of our students have gone on to actually generate healthy sales figures on their way to financial freedom. And even if financial freedom is not your goal, how about actually quitting your day job? Many people have actually gone on to quit their day job so they can do this business full time and basically spend more time with their family and even travel on holidays as well. More examples of people having success even after a few days since they started, right? And also for myself, $196,000 in 3 months, like I shared. And because of that, I'm happy to share with you that I was finally able to bless my wife with a proper holiday, right? So how many of us would like to be able to be like these people, going on their way to financial freedom, breaking free from their jobs, right? Being able to travel on holidays, and even and maybe even have the goal of becoming a millionaire? How many of us would like to do that? If that is you, then I want you to pay attention right now, because I'm going to review to you what you're going to get when you invest in the Jeunesse Global e-commerce system. All right, here's what you're going to get. You get a complete done for you global e-commerce system set up to do business in 121 countries. Now you must understand what 121 countries. Okay, do you know that Alibaba, everybody knows that Alibaba is the biggest e-commerce company in Asia, right? But do you know how many companies do they send? They only deliver to 10 countries. All right, 10 countries. But here you have a business that you can do, immediately have customers in 121 countries, even countries that you and I never heard of. For example, you look at the list, right? You go through the list. Albania, you have heard of Albania, maybe Armenia, but how many of us have actually heard of the country called Aruba, right? And how about Belarus? Have you heard of Belarus? How about Belize or Benin? Or Bermuda, I heard Bermuda Triangle. Is there a Bermuda country? Right, even countries that you and I have never heard of, you can actually have customers. If they land on your website, they want to buy from you, you can actually accept payment from them and they become a customer straight away. Multilingual website translation, like what I said, you want to reach out to people who are non-English speaking. All this is actually already done for you. And here's the most powerful thing. Right, in a traditional e-commerce business, what do? You need to import the stocks, right, from a country like, for example, China. Keep it in your warehouse, and then when your customers buy from you, you pack up the stocks and then you deliver the stocks to your customers. But here with the Jeunesse Global e-commerce system, when the customers buy from you from any of the 121 countries, you don't need to touch the stock at all. Jeunesse will deliver the stocks for you. All right, all you need to do is just find customers, right? You don't need to handle any of the operation stuff. Jeunesse handles entirety of the operational procedures. All right, and do you know why it is so powerful? Now let me ask you, do you know that most traditional e-commerce business, why they struggle is because they spend majority of the time, 90-95% of the time, in the operations. Only 5% to 10% of the time is on finding customers. But let me ask you a question. What is the activity that actually makes you money? Finding customers or operational stuff? It is actually in finding customers. That's where the money is made, right? And that's why many e-commerce businesses are, many traditional e-commerce business owners are struggling, because majority of the time it's not spent on finding customers, it's spent on operation. But here, with Jeunesse, with Janess taking care of operations, can you see that you can now spend 95% of the time doing the one single activity that actually makes you money, and that is finding customers, right? Finding customers. And that's why so many people around the world have leveraged on this e-commerce platform and have become successful because of this single activity, of this single reason alone, right? You're also at back office, you're able to track your sales, you're able to track your sales lifetime, all right? Even see the countries from which they are from. And also when you build an affiliate team, you're able to track your affiliate sales as well. Even the mobile apps is done for you, Apple and Android. Right, you have a person, let's say you're a person who is interested in the Ageless Instant Eye Bag Removal Cream, send a video to them through the mobile phone. Your friend can watch a video from his mobile phone and is able to do things like visit our website or even text you back, right? So what you have here is a single global e-commerce platform where the website is done for you, programming done for you, website design done for you, translation, everything is done for you, my friends, all right? Affiliate management system, the only thing that you need to do when 95% of the thing is done for you, you only need to do the 5% that actually makes you money, which is finding customers, or if you want to create wealth, to find affiliates, right? So so the value of this, right? We have already established the fact that is at least $100,000. And what you need to do to basically find customers and find affiliates, my friends, is actually very simple. All you need to do is to share stories. All right, basically you just make friends on social media, right? And then you tell stories. That's basically all that you need to do to find customers and find affiliates. Of course, if you have friends who you think will be interested in the product, you can actually do this offline by meeting up with your friends, sharing with them. But if you don't want to do offline, you can basically do it purely online, like what I've done. All right. And also there's a kids charity program you saw in the video just now. They actually have this Janess Kids where they're actually not just delivering medical supplies, they're actually building orphanages, schools, right? They're actually building the entire support ecosystem, not just giving them food, right? Because what they want to do is empower them to live and on their own. Basically, they have an entire ecosystem that they have in this kids charity program. So when you succeed in a program, can all of us do a little bit of charity? Can we all do that? If yes, then this platform is for you. Okay, so basically what you need to do, you need to set up your own profitable e-commerce business. First of all, set up a website, right? This is done for you. Programming done for you. Website design done for you. Translation done for you. Accept payments, different currency done for you. The quality, the Janess manufactures product and make sure it's high quality. All right. Apply licensing, they have already done it for you. You don't even need to stock up, all right, because Janess drops ships for you. Create mobile apps, customer affiliate management system, everything done for you. You only need to focus on the one single activity that actually makes you money, which is find customers and finding affiliates. Value of this entire program is actually this entire system, entire platform, worth at least $100,000. In fact, it's probably a low figure. I think it probably will cost at least $500,000, right? Through my own experience. But, right, how many of us are ready to actually get started in the Janess e-commerce platform? So if that is you, your question right now is how much do I need to invest, right, for a global e-commerce business platform? As promised to you, you don't need to come up with even a fraction of $100,000, all right? Now, normally for e-commerce business is $100,000, right? And if you, let's say, even if it's just, but let me ask you a question right now. If this platform is able to help you generate $15,000 month after month, right? Let's say it's able to help you generate $15,000 month after month. Would it be worth it to invest a one-time fee of $15,000 to be able to generate $15,000 month after month? If you or me, I would think that is actually a very good deal. Do you know that most businesses actually take 2 years to break even? Like, for example, if you want to open an F&B outlet, a cafe, right? You need to invest not just $100,000, in fact, up to $250,000, but you need to work for at least 2 years just to break even, right? But how would you like to have an e-commerce platform whereby you break even in the first month? How would you like to be able to do that? If that is you, right, will it be worth it to invest $15,000 to generate $15,000 month after month? right? It will be worth it, right? But you and I, we are all adults in this space. You know that this is not going to be $15,000. In fact, even if I shared that it is $10,000, you probably won't believe it as well. All right. But here's the thing: the investment that you need to come up with is so low, it actually embarrasses me. All right. Most seminars out there, they actually charge you how much to go for the courses, $2,000 to $3,000, right? So let me ask you a question: if this is $3,000, would it have been worth it? One time fee, $3,000 to get back $15,000 month after month. Definitely, right? But you know what, my friends, it's not even $3,000. My friends, the complete global e-commerce platform, all right, is only $336. All right, that's right. You saw that, right? It's only $336 for a global e-commerce platform that normally would need $100,000 in capital, like my friend who invested in his global, his groceries e-commerce store. He invested $100,000. You guys can just, you right here can just get started in a global e-commerce business with disruptive technology products by top class scientists in the world, one of them being nominated for Nobel Prize, and be able to do business in 121 countries, all for a single one-time investment of $336, my friends. That's right. That is how affordable this business actually is. All you need to invest, $336. You can get started in the global e-commerce platform. And on top of that, you're even given free products. Right, you get one bottle of Luminesce cellular rejuvenation serum, one day cream, and one youth restoring cleanser, and even one box of reserve gel packs. These are free products that are given to you free, so that you can try them for yourself, so that you can actually, after trying them for yourself, you can actually recommend to your family members or to your friends. And why do we recommend that you try the products for yourself? That is because how many of us will actually recommend a product that we haven't tried ourselves? Probably none of us, right? We only want to recommend a product that we have tried for ourselves. And that is why the company is giving you these products for free, included in this basic website, to basically let you try these products for free, so that you can recommend to your friends and family members. All right. So this is the first website to choose from. The second website is called a 1-year jumbo website. Basically, you get the Geness Global e-commerce platform, and you get even more products for free. This one is slightly more you need to invest a bit more. It's $1,186. All right. So this is a slightly better option in terms of you get the products right at a much cheaper rate as compared to the supplier rate, and you will get more products. You get to enjoy the entire range of products, including the box of instantly ageless. That is the instant eye bag removal cream. You can also include in this website as well for free, so they can try it for yourself. All right, and you also get the entire Luminesce range. But if you feel this is too high of investment, you can always try the basic website, which is $336. All right, so here's how you get started right now. If you get started within the next 48 hours, all right, basically how you get started is to basically get back to the person who referred you to this webinar, and he or she will be able to guide you on how to get started. And if you do so within the next 48 hours, all right, you sign up for the Geness e-commerce platform within the next 48 hours, here are some bonuses that you are going to get now. My mentor and myself, we are conducting some trainings. Normally will cost $2,000 if you actually attend the other courses outside, right? For example, online marketing, entrepreneurship training, leadership training. These are all courses that will cost between $2,000 to $3,000 when you attend them outside. But basically, when you sign up for the Geness e-commerce platform within the next 48 hours, let me tell you that you're going to get all these programs worth at least $10,000 for free. You get to attend them for free, and on top of that, you get to attend unlimited times. Right, unlimited times. I don't know of any other program out there that lets you attend their seminar for unlimited times for free. This one, not only is it for free, you get to attend unlimited times. All right, so you get online trainings by successful entrepreneurs, including my mentors. You see the couple in the middle of the screen. Those are actually my mentors. Their names are Winston Yap and Jian Kwan. They are my e-commerce millionaire mentors. All right, and you get to attend the online trainings by them, and also from successful millionaires who have succeeded through a Genius global e-commerce platform from all over the world. All right, and on top of that, you get personal and group coaching as well. Now, what's the difference between coaching and training? Basically, coaching is let me ask you a question. When you drive a car, right, is it enough to basically attend a training class in a lecture style, learn basic theory, and be able to drive a car? No, you need to get into a car and have a driving coach beside you. So basically, this business is about the same thing. You can, the chances of you succeeding is much higher when you have a personal coach sitting beside you, guiding you step by step along the way. All right. So basically, every one of you who are in, who signs up within the next 48 hours, you get personal coaching. You'll be assigned a personal coach, and you'll be entered into my group coaching chat as well. All right, so that basically any question you need to ask, you ask in the group chat, you'll get your answers answered by so many experienced entrepreneurs. All right, and on top of that, you'll get a power course how to start a digital product business, marketing this business, this product, this cost for about $500, but basically you get this for free when you sign up within the next 48 hours. And on top of that, also power course be a social media authority on how to become a social media influencer to attract followers to you, so that you have a ready audience to actually promote your product. All right, this course also markets for $500. You get this for free when you sign up within the next 48 hours. So within the next 48 hours, unlimited live training, how to start a digital product business, be a social media authority, and personal and group coaching. Right, with that, I'd like to close by showing you a video of some of the people who actually succeeded through this platform. And you know that when you succeed in this platform, Genius actually rewards you. Genius actually rewards you with free trips. All right, so just now I asked you a question, how many of us would like to have multiple trips a year? Genius actually has free up to 4 or 5 trips, free trips a year. All right, for people who have succeeded, who are experiencing success through the Genius platform. All right, so here are some of the videos right now of some people who have succeeded. Let's play the video.
My 20s went by, like a blink, because I was working 7 days a week, sometimes 12 hours a day. And that's all I did was work. I grew up very poor, so I wanted to be successful, and I knew hard work would someday pay off. But it seemed like I was in that rat race every single day.
Before Genius, I'm the just stay-home mom and also the single mom.
Before Genius, I'm running my own beauty salon for about 10 years already.
I only have $15 savings in my bank. Didn't believe in this business at the very start. But when I really understand the business inside out, I really love it.
My life changed completely. I can go to different places, help a lot of people.
I can have more time with my daughter.
Celebrate them, time freedom, and money freedom too. That's why I joined in this business.
Concentrate on your goals, and this company will help you to achieve everything.
So, my friends, you see people from all walks of life, ranging from housewives to people who have left with $50 on their wallet, right? Succeeding through this global e-commerce business. Let me tell you that this is actually a very doable business. All you need to do is invest a one-time fee of $336, and you will receive for the next 48 hours, if you do so, unlimited live training, how to start a digital product, how to social media authority, and personal group coaching. We are here to help you succeed, all right, together. So here's the thing, how do you get started? Very simple. All you need to do is to get back to the person who referred you to this webinar, and he or she will be able to help you get started. All right, and so I'd like to close off by saying this. There are 3 groups of people right now that we have in this place. The first group of people are the people who say that, Charles, thanks, but no thanks. I don't think this is for me. Then you know what? We are not going to talk you into it. We're not going to convince you to sign up. You know why? That's because the people who actually we convince to sign up, these are people who, even if you convince them to sign up, we also can't convince them to stay. So we're not going to talk you into it. We wish you all the best. We thank you for, we want to thank you for joining us in this webinar, and we wish you the best in all your future endeavors. All right. Second group of people are the people who are very interested. You see that Genius is a global opportunity that have created so many success stories all around the world today, and you really, really want to sign up, but you have a few questions that you'd like to ask. If that is you, then I would like to encourage you to get back to the person quickly. All right, quickly get back to the person right now who invited you for this webinar, and he or she will be able to answer your questions. All right. And the third group of people are those of us who recognize the opportunity that is being presented to you right now. You see that there is a huge global anti-aging e-commerce wave that is already coming at us. Many people who has already rode on the wave, they have already gone on to become financially free, fulfilling their dreams, breaking free from their jobs. Some of them even becoming millionaires in the past 5 to 6 years since Jeunesse has started. All right, and you recognize that this is probably one of the best opportunities that you have ever come across, and you know that this is the right business for you, that you can just get started for a very one-time low investment of $336. If that is you say that yes, this is the opportunity I've been looking for, then you know what? I want to invite you to get back to the person who referred you for this webinar, and he or she will get you started immediately. All right, do so within the next 48 hours and you will get all these bonuses for free. All right, I think it's worth accumulated at least $12,000 in free bonuses. If you sign up within the next 48 hours, all right, get back the person who invited you for this webinar, and he or she will get you started, and basically you will receive all these bonuses. All right, so with that, I want to thank you all for joining me in this webinar. It's been 90 minutes. Wow. Well, thank you all for joining me throughout the rest of this webinar. As promised, you will be given the bonuses for staying throughout for this webinar, and I want to thank you. And if you want to get started, once again, immediately, I want to encourage you, immediately get back to the person who actually invited you for this webinar, and he or she will get you started. All right, so with that, thank you for joining me in this webinar. I hope to see you in our first training together, in our first group coaching session together. And I hope that you guys will join us on this platform to ride a wave together to become financial free, break free from our jobs, and hopefully achieve our first million together. All right. So thank you so much for joining this webinar. Please get back to the person quickly who invited you for this webinar, and he or she will get you started. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Thank you, and bye-bye. Have a good evening, everyone. Bye-bye.